we'll just.
Welcome to the Weasel. Welcome to the Weasel. Whip out your dicks and shove them in your ass. Welcome to the Weasel with Mike and Jonah.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I think we're just talking over each other. Welcome to my basement, dude. It's taken me literally a month and a half to get these chairs. Nice leather boys. And then I put these dick hats on the wall as some nice decoration. And then we have Brianna.
Here I am.
A staple and friend of the show today.
I'm glad I could break the chairs in.
Yeah. Yeah, you're mostly here just as like the guinea pig for this setup.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
But yeah, no, this is nice, dude. We have two mics going. Like I feel like we're getting closer to a professional podcast.
Yeah, inch by inch, I think. Yeah.
Like
for sure.
Like digging through the mud and grime and slowly making a podcast out of this. But yeah. How are you, Brianna?
I'm good. Chilly, but good.
Riveting stuff.
No, it's not that cold.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you were a beer pong table, where would you? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Do you want to talk about it? It sounds like you want to talk about it.
No. I got into a little teensy tiff with the wife about the location of a beer pong table, but that's between me and her. That stays in the bedroom, you know.
I mean, you're already talking about it.
Well, you know, I have to complain. That's what I do. I complain regularly. Oh, and I should probably also explain my nose, huh? Or you know what? No, I shouldn't.
No.
No.
Just cut this whole bit out and pretend like.
No. Most people would notice that we didn't have a podcast last week, and that's because Jonah was experiencing what happened to his nose, which we're not going to tell you about because it's on a need-to-know basis. Just know that his face is fucked up, and he's been quite fucked up over the last couple of weeks. So,
yeah, honestly, I will say that the recovery from this has been definitely worse than I thought it was going to be. Like, I really underestimated the recovery. What I had done was pretty much just I had a deviated septum because I broke my nose. When I was in high school, some kid headbutted me. It was my friend, we weren't fighting. We were just jolly jackassing around.
How old were you?
Like 17.
No.
Yeah, we were at a Venture Landing, and he was trying to get back in line faster, and he jumped. So like instead of like going through the zigzag for like go-karts, like the queue line, I was running behind him, and then he thought that it would be faster to just jump over the railings to get back to the start of the go-karts. And he was right. But like he went to like bend down and like grabbed onto the rail, and then he like bent down, and then I like not to run into him, I like stopped over him, and then he left up, and just his head smacked my nose. And then 12 years later, I decided to get it fixed.
Was there a lot of blood when it happened?
There was a lot of blood, actually. Good question, Brianna. And then, so what I did, by the way, was I just kind of, I was just started collecting blood in my hands. I was like, oh, that hurt. But like, then just a faucet of blood started pouring out. And I was just like collecting it in my hands. I was like, I don't want to get blood on these people's nice concrete. So then I walked back into like the guest area, like where you like redeem tickets and shit. This is like kind of like an arcade. And I was like, this poor girl working, she's probably like 19, 20. She's like, yeah, how can I help? Oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I need some help. And she's like, no, I can't. Like, she just couldn't handle the sight of blood. And which I sympathize, but also I'm bleeding into my like I'm pulling blood in my hands here, lady. And then she eventually got somebody else that handed me a napkin.
A napkin?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then, dude, I told my mom about this. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm finally getting around to fixing that nose I broke in high school. You remember? And she was like, nah.
Wow.
Don't remember that at all. She's like, I would think we would have went to the hospital. And I was like, yeah, you would have thought. But we didn't.
What did she say when you told her when you were young? Like when you actually broke your nose?
I don't remember exactly. I can't. I think she might have been unemployed at that time, so we didn't have insurance.
Right.
Which I think could have been the crux of the matter.
Okay, yeah.
And she was like,
fair.
She was like, looks good to me. I was like, oh, all right.
Mother knows best, you know?
And she's like, won't be that bad, probably. So
what's the worst that could happen? It's just a nose.
So yeah, I finally got around to getting that fixed. So that's nice. But then the next day, I don't know, the timeline of this all did not line up super well. But we also got our floors redone in our main area, and I'm just going now. I have a few stories to tell of my past time that I think you guys have mostly heard, but I'm just gonna explain the narrative anyway.
Okay. Please do.
Oh, thanks. I gotta give Brianna time to drink.
I know, I gotta get my personality.
Yeah. Make sure you drink down to your personality, Brianna.
Suck it down, dude.
It's been a while since you've been on the show.
It has been.
But I think this is like your 5th appearance.
Yeah.
Fourth, I think.
But you maybe a bit rusty. It's been a while.
I know.
Yeah, the last time we got fucked up on gin.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Have you ever drank gin since then? Will you
haven't
ever
touched
again?
It. I would, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good to know.
Anyway, so these guys come to redo our floors the next day after I get this face surgery, and I'm mistake. Should not have done that. Like, I really underestimated how much like swelling and pain I'd be in. Like I had like a bloody mustache bandage.
Well, do you want to
Looked fucking
explain
awful.
what the actual process is? Because I don't think most people know what the actual process of getting your nose fixed is.
Okay, sure.
Explain that.
There was 2 different kinds. I forget what they were. I think it's like rhinoplasty and like styroplasty. That's not right, but whatever. So like I got a no shit like rhinoplasty, which is a nose job, you know, in a layman's terms. So what they did was they cut through my whole skin right here, like this little bit between your nostrils. And once they cut through that, they lift up they take all your nose flesh and just like lift it up so that they can look at your fucking inside of your nose, like with their eyeballs inside of your nose. And then they break whatever, they shave down whatever. In my case, they actually didn't have to re-break my nose, which I think is good. Like, or else maybe this would have been worse. But so they shaved down this. They shaved out, I think they're called like turbans or something, which is like what gets inflamed when you have allergies. And like that's what makes you like stuffy and I can't talk. Like that, like those are the things that get inflamed by like allergens.
Did you have allergies before?
I mean, like, I guess like everybody does kind of. And like according to my dickhead doctor, like everybody in Colorado, there's bushes outside with pollen and like allergies are apparently really bad here.
Oh, I don't think I have allergies.
I don't believe in allergies.
That's fair.
I straight up do not believe in allergies. Yeah. I was like, what do you? We used to fucking live outside. What do you mean we have allergies?
Yeah,
Like-
we're allergic to things that are where we lived. Fuck off, dude. I mean, we could have developed it later in life, and we've developed a lot of weird shit over the years.
If we have, if allergies developed, that's like a reverse evolution, right? That's like, oh shit, like we got worse, you know?
I think it's less well because like evolution's changing, right? Because like up to a certain point, it was survival of the fittest to pass on your genes is how evolution is thought to have existed, right? So now those traits no longer are what pass our genes on. Not only that, but people, I guess if you had allergies back then, you just died, right? If you were too sniffly to go outside and hunt for fucking food, you just starved to death, you know? Those people didn't pass those genes on until we started, you know, coming up with medicines and nice things and enclosed spaces. And
You ever think about the glory days of eugenics?
man, listen, okay, it's fucking not even 8:30 on a Sunday morning. If I start fucking screaming things like eugenics in my office, people are going to start to get fucking weirded out. Okay. You know what I mean?
You're right.
But yes, I mean, we've all thought about it, right? Like there was a huge case of it not that long ago. And I mean, shit's still happening.
Eugenics
kinda.
is literally just any targeting of genes. So like you're committing eugenics by targeting your wife as someone that you want to, you know what, like, hey, I want to share my genes with this person, you know.
Correct, but there's layers to the shit player. Tiramisu. All right, there's fucking extremes to eugenics, and then there's what you're talking about, which is like, you know, I have sex with Kirli because I like the size of her forehead versus other fucking sizes of forehead. You know what I mean?
Sure,
makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that is what attracts me to my wife as well.
Her forehead.
Yeah, she has a sweet fucking forehead on her.
Yeah, I like Kirli's big head.
Yeah,
Just do. I think it to me, the size of Kirli's head tells my primitive side of my brain, this woman's gonna survive the apocalypse with you. We'll probably be trudging through some fucking disgusting wasteland, fucking weird mutants crawling out of the fucking feed us. No, we're not feeding you, dude. Fuck off. You know,
she's
kind
tough,
of shit.
She's gonna headbutt those
fucking
mutants.
boosh. You know what I mean? Fuck
Yeah, take them out.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Anyway, eugenics. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Don't remember exactly where I was going with eugenics, but it'll come back to me. But anyway, so there I was. Like these guys pull up our whole main floor, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, like your floors are too cold because you left them in the garage. We can't lay them because they're not like elastic enough. Like they need to warm up to the household temperature. So we have to come back on Monday. This is like a Thursday, and they're like, "I have to come back Monday," and I was like, "Fuck." But whatever. Okay. I do not have a choice. My whole house is destroyed right now. And so whatever. I was like, they'll come back Monday. Saturday night, dude. Do you know what happened Saturday night?
Tell us.
I shit the bed. Our washer and dryer is on the main floor. So the guys like demoed everything.
Yeah.
So like my washer and dryer was disconnected in my garage, and I pooped the bed, dude.
Yeah.
So like that was kind of an issue, but no, I pooped the bed because I was a little constipated from the Oxycontin that I was taking. So then I drank 2 glasses of prune juice.
2 like full pints of.
Shite,
Full-
dude. That's
full
a lot
pints
of
of-
fucking.
Why didn't you
prune
do?
juice,
Yeah, why didn't you just do 1 and then?
Because
see?
I really wanted to blow it out.
Jonah works in
Gotcha.
extremes.
Yeah, I guess.
It just works
Yeah,
in
like,
extremes. It's either full
there was-
bore or not at all.
There was definitely like a cork in me, and I was like,
Determined.
We're gonna get rid of this. And
Whoosh.
I did. Here's the thing: 2 glasses of prune juice. A couple hours later, I am fucking painting the bowl, dude. Like it's a violent amount of shit that's like projectiling out of me. Like it's one of those like after everything was all said and done, like you lift up the seat and there's just like shit splattered on the underside of the seat. And I cleaned it. I'm not an animal. But then like a couple hours later, like I was like, oh, like I think I got it all out. Like I'm good. And I'm also high on Oxycontin. So then I get in bed naked and I'm like, yeah, I kind of got a fart. And I was like, it'll be all right. And I hadn't even had like a test fart at this point.
Oh.
Like I hadn't even been like, oh, maybe I should go to the bath. Maybe I'll go to the toilet, fart, see if anything comes out, and then I know I'm good to fart after that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even have that. Just went straight to. I was like, nah, you know what? Fuck it. I got to fart. I'll fart. Fart immediately. Just like a liquid pool of shit just like spews out of my butt right onto our sheets. Went through the sheets onto the mattress. Thank God we had a mattress protector, or it would have it would have just kept going down, dude. It would have fucking found its way to you in Australia. It would just
You're an
kept going,
animal, bro. You're an absolute animal, like just an absolute animal, dude.
Yeah. It would have kept seeping. Dude, it got on my body pillow. It got on my duvet cover. So everything had to be like stripped. And this is like 9:00 at night. It's 2, and like
it's
Janie's
pretty early
downstairs.
in the night. You know, pretty early in the night. It's not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, like, thank God we weren't like about to go to bed. I was just.
Yeah, I feel like you go to bed at 9 p.m.
Yeah, I do. But yeah, then I had to tell my wife. I was like, hey, I had to like yell down and be like, hey, honey. Because there was no way I just like, she just like ran downstairs to like go grab some ice cream. And it was coming back up. And like, there was I didn't have enough time to be like, okay.
Let me replace the sheets really quickly.
How do I get away with this?
Did you scream down like, leave the ice cream? Do not bring that in here.
No, dude, she brought it. We changed the sheets.
No,
she changed the sheets, and then we had ice cream, dude. It was awesome.
I feel like that's a risky move for you to have ice cream.
That's what Janie said too, but I was like, well, I'm not going to do it again. I was like, the worst thing I could do is shit the bed twice. Like, if the worst thing you can do is shit the bed, the worst thing is to do it again. Yeah, so... that's my first time ever shitting the bed, and hopefully that's the last.
If you could do it over again, would you still do the 2 cups of prune juice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That was essential to my success.
Yeah, it wasn't about the prune juice. It was just about your judgment of the fart itself. Which you won't make that mistake again, guaranteed. Maybe.
Not soon.
True, you're right. Once
Probably not that soon.
The memory wears off a little bit, you know.
Yeah. But yeah. So, I didn't have my washer and dryer, so I had to like hand wash my shit sheets in like hot water,
like a pilgrim down there on the washboard.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. But good news. The shit came out.
What color were the sheets? White.
White.
Wow.
A very
miraculous.
a very contrast color.
Was the color of the shit kind of purple from the prune juice as well?
Prune juice is brown, buddy.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Man,
And it was brown. It was a rich
deep
brown.
There wasn't mahogany brown.
It was, dude, it was the like viscosity of like I'll say like gravy, you know, like no solids in it at all, just pure gravy.
Whoa,
hitting the bed. Yeah,
that's fucking awesome. Yeah, that's a beautiful.
Thankfully, I have a beautiful wife that helped me change those sheets, laughed along with me during the process. She's the best. You know,
Yeah,
except for
Except for earlier.
like the beer pong.
Yeah, tell us about that, dude. We're not talking about it,
dude.
We're not talking about it. You're right.
Not talking about that.
Taboo.
Already got in trouble for that. I'm not gonna do it again. Okay.
Well,
how you feeling? Oh, go on, Mike.
Oh, I was just gonna ask the same thing, dude. I was gonna ask Brianna how she's feeling. Do you want another drink, Brianna?
She needs another drink.
Yeah. I think
she needs another drink.
I've been talking too much, and look, mine's full.
Yeah, you've been chatting away.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. We'll make another bevy, and then we'll.
What happened to the ice bucket?
Oh, I think I put it on the other side.
Yeah. What did you clip those arms to? If you don't mind me asking.
I put the coffee. I bought a coffee table as well. That's right here.
Yeah. Oh, so they're clipped to the coffee table itself. Smart.
Yeah. Mine's still on my desk to the right of me.
It just reaches
but
over.
then-
Cool.
Yeah, I just spun it around to my face, which is working out nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
How do you
I
like
like
the
it.
setup, Brianna?
I like it. It's good.
Do you think it should face like the other way? Like we should have the computer right here, facing this way?
No, I feel like there's too much space behind.
Well, I
Okay.
kind of thought you would have the chairs up against the wall that the stairs are on, right? I thought that's where you were gonna set up the two chairs.
Nah.
Right across.
It'd fuck with the feng shui, I think,
You think so?
if I did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That and like my work. That'd be in my work background, I guess.
Oh,
Which isn't that
you
big of a
want
deal.
them? You don't want them to see like your fucking.
I can't let them know my main job, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. The job that brings in the
actually-
bread, dude.
Yeah, I'm actually not allowed to have two jobs. I found out recently.
What?
Yeah, you're not allowed to have two jobs working where I work.
Wow.
Well, I think a lot of people are breaking that rule.
Yeah, I think so too.
A lot of people are breaking that rule.
And I was like, technically, I own a business. So
I think when I worked there, this one girl had a lash business, like eyelashes.
oh, I think that chick's still there.
She is.
Yeah.
We could be talking about
Did you ever-
two different people, but
Did you ever get your lashes done?
No.
You think about it?
no. No, because
why
I feel like
not?
I've seen people with like fake eyelashes, and like some people say they're really heavy.
They also just look like shit.
Yeah.
I
Not all the time, dude. I've kind of wanted to
Also-
get some like really nice lashes before. You know what I mean? Like just.
I
get
don't
some
think you or I
little
really
feather
have.
lashes.
I don't really even have eyelashes.
Well, that's why you would get them.
I don't know, but those chicks, you don't have any, bro. I can see it.
Oh, I can see
maybe
a
a little.
little bit of a line.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
think the thing is, like, if you did get them, like, you have to keep, like, that's a lot of upkeep.
Yeah,
know?
true.
Well, yeah.
I'm just not about that.
I don't know. I just remember like chicks like easily overdo it.
Yeah, they get them on they're like 3 inches long.
Yeah, they eat, and I'm like, I think that looks so trashy.
But then they have really strong eyelids, which maybe is not like
Oh,
a very
yeah.
important
Whoa.
trait, but maybe one day that
Maybe
would
not
come
right
in
now. Yeah, someday
what
that
would
could be
that come in
really
handy
important,
for?
dude. People be looking for like chicks with buffed out fucking eyelids, man. Fucking like.
Oh no.
What if like I don't know, like someone was trying to like stab you in the eye, and like they were trying to like force open your eyeball, but you could just like no, you just clamp down.
Or
Dude,
like
what if?
staring contests, you know, like if a big important decision comes down to a staring contest, you can just
That's what I should do about the beer pong table. You're right.
Just
yeah,
stare
she's got
down.
weak eyelashes.
Yeah,
They're being
shit.
bogged down.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can take that bitch in a staring contest.
Is it like an established staring contest? Like, all right, we're gonna staring contest. Whoever wins gets to decide, or is it you're just
Yes.
gonna look at her? Just
I think you got to establish the rules of the game. But I also have crazy eyes,
You
dude.
do.
If I open my eyes all the way, I look nuts.
yeah, they're not so much inside your head as sitting just on the cusp of your head. You know? Yeah. Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, I look nuts as fuck right now.
Huh.
You know, just right now.
Weird. Yeah,
Okay.
not any other time. All right, Brianna, we've got a question for you. This is one that Jonah wrote.
Do you have
down.
them? Oh, you haven't pulled up? Okay.
I've got him here, dude. Don't you stress about it. I will
Excellent.
pull him up on me phone. Yeah. Okay, Brianna, are you ready?
I guess so.
Do you feel like super
didn't-
prepared for this?
No, I didn't
question?
realize I was gonna be asked a bunch of questions. But
Yeah, we're gonna properly interview.
Come on my
you.
podcast.
well, I feel like it's usually just like a random hodgepodge of topics.
We've progressed.
Yeah, well, look, we
guess
got our
so.
studio now.
Yeah.
I guess so.
You want a dick hat?
I'm not there yet.
All right,
get that.
Brianna. First question. Oh, fuck off, dude. You motherfucker. You think my phone would recognize when I've got
That's
the
the
mic
question.
in front of my face?
You
Brianna, you motherfucker. Answer, please. All right, Brianna. This is from Jonah. Where do you find yourself on the spectrum for achieving happiness between accomplishing tasks and goals and relaxation and leisure?
Could you explain?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've actually been having this discussion quite a bit with a few different people, yourself
Including me.
yourself included, Mr. Torin. So the concept of where do you derive I don't know, I guess self-satisfaction? Is it when you're like, hey, I'm chilling, I'm not doing anything? Or you know what, I have fucking 10 things on my to-do list and I'm 8 deep and I'm knocking shit off. And where do you find yourself as far as because myself, for example, I think I'm much more aligned with yes, I enjoy, leisure time and relaxation, but way more I think I need to be accomplishing things and getting things done for me to feel satisfied and fulfilled.
Gotcha.
Yeah, whereas I think Mikan actually is probably, he falls a bit on the other side of the spectrum, that lazy piece of shit.
So I would say for me, I think I tend to chill more, but I'm trying to. I would say I chill more, but I definitely feel better if I'm doing things. I think it's my natural inclination to just chill, but I feel more productive / better if I'm actually accomplishing tasks. I just don't want to do the work
I
to do the tasks.
I see. And whenever you are just chilling, do you have that little in the back of your head,
Yeah.
it's eating away, oh, I have fucking
Yes.
schoolwork to do.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do this, or I was gonna clean that.
Yes, constantly.
Yeah.
This week at work, I think I went into the office Thursday and Friday, and Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I think on Sunday night, I was okay, I'm going to go to the office and be productive. I'm going to go in on Tuesday and Thursday. And then Tuesday rolls around. I'm I haven't done any work. And then I was I'm not going to go into the office today. It's nice outside. I want to walk the dog. And then, I push things off. And then it was Thursday, and I was okay, I haven't done a single task in 3 days.
Welcome to corporate America, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did a couple things, but I had a few big to-dos that I told myself they need to be done by Friday. And so then, Thursday rolls around, I was all right, I've literally waited until I can't wait any longer to do them.
You procrastinated.
Yeah, I'm a big procrastinator.
I wonder where that comes from.
Oh, my mom is a big procrastinator. I think that's
Oh, you think it's directly genetic?
Maybe not directly, but I feel it's maybe genetic, but also I just grew up with my mom procrastinating things. It's an environment.
A learned
Yeah.
behavior.
Yeah.
Well, and I think honestly, my mom's life is so chaotic that I witnessed that like I just had to throw the whole playbook out the door. But I think the reason why I find myself toward the other end of the spectrum is because I need to shut that fucking voice up in the back of my mind. And the only way to do that I found is by getting shit done. And yes, I get like senses of accomplishment from that. And little and like, even if it's just little things, like, okay, fuck. So that like I don't think about it again. I see it as kind of like there's a term for it that I heard recently, but essentially there's like there is not a debt, but a tax on your mind of like, I hate thinking about the same task twice.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like, oh fuck, I need to do that. And then
and
then every time I walk past it, I need to
the more time you spend on a task is taking away from the time you have to focus on the other shit you got going on, kind of thing, right? Like,
the more time I spend thinking about a task.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like that happens a lot. I like procrastinate things, and I'm like, okay, like I need to do this, and this, and then I go and do the thing, and it takes me like 5 minutes. And I'm like,
and how many times did it like pop up in your head, and you're like, oh fuck, I need to do that.
A lot.
Yeah. See, and like I try to get it. I try to get as in front of that as I possibly can. I fail constantly, but I try.
I think I need to be better about like making an actual to-do list, because like I'll think like, oh, I need to do this, and then I forget, and then like the next day I'm like, oh, I told myself I needed to do this, and I needed to do this.
You don't make to-do lists?
No, because they kind of stress me out, because if I don't
you
want
to look at
it, I don't want to look at it.
That's fair. Wow, you got a real double-edged
it's not great
sword situation.
I think I gotta make a list.
You need to get a whiteboard.
Sometimes I use like the sticky note feature on my computer, but I've learned if you turn your computer off, it doesn't automatically come back up when you restart your computer. Oh. And I just opened the sticky notes app the other day, and I had one from like 2 months ago.
Did you do the thing?
I did. Thankfully, like my most important work tasks are like on like a software, like a checklist of software, or a software that has a checklist in it. So like I have to sign off on it every month, so I'm like aware that it exists. But sometimes the sticky note is just like.
I'm thinking more for like your personal life.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I need to make a to-do list.
Make a to-do list. The other way that I've found to silence that little stupid voice in the back of my mind is meditation, which I have not been doing very well at all. But I think I wrote down a question about that, yeah?
You did. Let me just... yeah. Have you ever considered meditation, Brianna?
Thank you, Mike.
I feel like that's one of those things where I feel like in theory I'm like, oh yeah, that probably would be nice, but I just like don't have the motivation to do it.
Why? Does it frighten you?
No, I just feel like I would get bored. I need the like I think I have like a brain. I don't know how to word it. I feel like I always have. I'm always distracted by something. So yeah, maybe I don't like the idea of just like sitting there in silence by myself. Like when I'm working, I have like something is on in the background.
I think that's why you should do it. Honestly, is because like you need to
cleanse.
Well, like just give your brain a break.
Yeah, that's fair.
From like constant stimulation. But yeah, that's kind of what I used to think before I tried it. Was like, oh, how boring. I'm like, oh, it's just sitting. That has not been my experience at all. It is difficult. And like, there's you will not be bored because you'll be so like, fuck. Okay, how am I doing this right? Okay, no, I'm not doing it right. I got distracted a bit. Okay, bring it back. All right, am I breathing? Okay, well now I'm thinking about this, and your brain just goes. Whenever you just take your hand off the wheel for a bit, your brain just fucking swerves all over the place.
How long do you do it for?
I'm not very good at it at this point, so I do like guided meditations, but the longest one I've done was like 30 minutes. But typically I do more like in the 10-minute range,
Interesting.
and it's tough. But
Yeah, it sounds
I think
tough.
you would benefit from it. I think it would be extremely hard for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on in your mind, Brianna?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Like if you were,
If I just sat there, I feel like I would be thinking of all the things I need to do.
yeah,
That does
that
happen.
happens.
Yeah.
I think with school too, like I procrastinate my schoolwork, and so at any given moment, if I'm thinking about the things I need to do, it's always like, oh, I have homework. It's due every Sunday, so like at any given point during the week, it's like, oh,
Which is like one of the
I got homework
worst
to do.
feelings too.
oh
Yeah.
my god,
And it carries
yeah.
over like from school as well. You're like, oh fuck, I got homework to do. I fucking hate homework.
I still
you
have
know?
like dreams from like being in like I'm in high school in my dream, and I like didn't turn something in. So now
Yeah.
I'm worried that like I'll be 60 years old and be thinking about my grad school homework that's
Honestly, like I still have dreams of like school, and I'm like, oh, I'm not. But then I wake up and I go, oh, I'm not in school.
yeah.
But you guys fucking are.
Yeah. I'm almost
Yeah.
done, but
Yeah, Mike just started. How's that going, buddy?
Yeah, it's great. Love it, dude.
how long is it going to take you?
So it's still a 4-year degree, but I'll be able to start doing like teacher's aid work and stuff after like 1.5 years.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be able to get in and start working with the students and stuff like straight away, pretty much. But yeah, 4 years to finish up.
Dang.
So.
Do you have any advice for new student Miken?
Probably don't procrastinate. I'm a really bad student. Like I was a really good student in like up until high school, maybe even freshman year of college. And then after that, I was just like, how can I get this done the quickest way possible, with the least amount of work? So like right now, yeah, all my classes are online, and I don't watch the lectures.
Just cheat.
I just cheat on the exams. Like there's a camera, but but like so the way it used to be is there was a camera, and they would make you scan the room like every like randomly. It would be like, oh, stop your exam, scan the room, show your desk to like show that you don't have any, like you don't have your phone, or you don't have like any materials that you're not allowed to have. But I guess there was like a Supreme Court case last year, and they were like, you can't do that anymore. So now
It's
it's
like an
just
invasion of privacy. Like there
yeah,
was
they-
one too many dildos on the bed.
so you can't show like your room, so it's just like the camera looking at your face, and I guess supposedly it like scans your eye movement and like will flag it if it seems suspicious. But like the class I'm taking now, she lets you have printed notes, and so I just print all the lecture notes, but then also I'm like, you can't tell if I'm looking at a piece of paper or
They're
my
fun.
phone.
Yeah,
So I just
it's the same.
Cheat.
Yeah,
I just cheat. But also
Wow.
this class doesn't really apply to like what I do at work, so I just like don't really care
don't
about it that
really
much.
care that much.
Yeah, I'm just like I need to get through this.
Yeah, well, Brianna's advice to you was cheat.
Cheat. No,
Hey,
don't cheat.
I
'Cause-
dig it.
well, to go off of that, I don't recommend cheating because like yeah, I just feel like I don't retain anything because there's nothing to retain. I'm not really watching like lectures or anything like that.
Yeah.
Say if you want to be a good student, yeah, don't procrastinate and like actually watch the lectures and take notes.
Fuck.
I'm
what?
Shit. Fuck.
But I feel like teaching will be different because, like you said, you get to do like teacher aid stuff. Like I feel like you get to like do hands-on learning, and mine is I'm literally watching videos of this woman do stuff in Excel. Like, it's terrible to watch.
Super
Yeah,
fun
wow.
shit. Yeah, that's riveting.
Yeah, yeah. I had a meeting at work last week with this girl who works in marketing, and I had to like review her expense reports. And I had like a question on one of them because it wasn't labeled correctly, and I showed her my spreadsheet, and like at the end of the meeting she goes, wow, is this what you do all day? This is what you look at all day? I was like, yeah,
You poor
yeah,
girl.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I do. And she's like, oh, she's like, wow, I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, and if you
And I
did your job
chose
correctly,
this.
I wouldn't have to be in here doing it for you either.
Yes.
You know?
No, you chose.
I chose it.
Why did you choose accounting?
It's kind of like a puzzle. Like you have to like find certain things and you get move them to certain places. And I feel like it's never the same, which is not great in the concept
yeah.
of accounting. Because
Oh yeah,
You-
I asked Brianna yesterday. I was like, oh, are you worried about AI taking your job?
no, there was someone asked like Chat GPT to like do some like standard accounting thing. And it got it completely wrong. And it's because like the rules of accounting are so convoluted. They make no sense. There's a much easier way to go about things, but there's like certain requirements from like the SEC and like different like government agencies.
Yeah.
And so the rules don't make sense to anybody. And so, yeah, AI got it wrong. So I was like, okay, cool. It doesn't make sense, but at least I'll have a job.
Well, and it's like, unless they somehow manage to program the fucking how convoluted all the legalese is into some kind of code for it to understand. I mean, humans can't even understand it, right? Like,
No.
and we wrote it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Legalese. Oh, that's fucking interesting. That's really cool, though. Actually, like, you're essentially like a supercomputer when it comes to understanding lawyers.
Lawyers, more
Well,
like
yeah, because lawyers
more
write
like-
finance code. They
I don't
write all the
think they
rules.
do. I think maybe is that true? A financial lawyer? That sounds
Yeah,
like
that
the
sounds
combination of the
bad.
worst job in the world.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
like
the worst
two
kind of
terrible jobs.
the worst kind of person does that job, though. They're not
Yeah.
like fun people to hang out with at a party or yeah. Huh. Interesting.
lawyer.
So, Brianna, what if there was a type of meditation that could make your not just your job, but like your ability to like dive into your job incredibly efficient? That way you had more time to do the things that you enjoyed doing and less time focused on fixing other people's very simple mistakes that they've made on Excel.
That would be nice.
Well, have I got something for you? All right.
You said meditation?
Yeah, meditation.
Oh, what do you
Yeah.
mean?
Well, there's all different types of meditation, right? And actually, me and Jonah have been reading this book that he recommended to me. Why Buddhism is Right.
True.
First impressions of the book weren't awesome. Jonah
Great
It's
recommendation.
It's
Yeah.
why Buddhism is true, by the way.
yeah, exactly. yeah. No. There's like all different types of mindfulness meditation, but there's a couple of them that I think like specifically are really important. See, this is the thing. I'm not very far in the book, and I don't even necessarily know if I fucking agree with anything the dude says because, like I said, first impressions not awesome,
Bad.
right? But it seems like to me, and this is just based off of my personal experience with meditation over the last couple of years, has been that it's very much helped my innate abilities to blossom without being overshadowed by the things that I feel like I need to accomplish, right? Like you've met me, Brianna, and obviously Jonah knows me quite well. Like when it comes to like just meeting new people and talking and enjoying myself, that is one of my innate things that I do, right? And there's been periods of time in my life where I've very much like sucked away from that and become like different from how I normally am, like who I actually am. And like for that for example is like something that meditating over the last couple of years has helped me to develop, to be able to use it not just for going out like to bars and parties and stuff, but like in my actual professional life, kind of thing. So I don't know. That's just
What type of meditation did you start with, and what was your experience when you first started? Like, did it come easy to you, or did you have a hard go getting into it?
I mean, I still have a hard go all the time.
Me too.
Like I missed the last 2 days of it, right? Like last 2 days, I just kind of ended up flogging it off a little bit. So I've been listening to a lot of like little bits of Alan Watts lectures. And one thing that he said stuck with me a little bit, maybe for the wrong reasons, I don't know. Oh, excuse me. But he was talking about how you don't need to meditate every day because meditation is like a medicine. And if you do take medicine when you don't need it, then you become addicted to it. And then I actually started to notice myself having, and could just be me hyperfixating, but like I actually noticed myself having like addictive tendencies to doing one type of meditation over just sitting for 10 or 15 minutes and doing like my own mindfulness meditation, right? Like I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I might as well do that one, right? Because it's longer, it's better, it's this, it's that, it makes me feel nicer. It's like, oh, wait a second. That's
Are
what
you
I say
talking
about
about-
alcohol, and that's what I say about, yeah.
Oh, I see. Are you talking about that breathing exercise one that Maggie recommended?
That one, and there's one other one that I do, which is very similar to it, which also
okay.
requires some
Maggie-
intensive breathing.
Maggie recommended this breathing exercise video to us, and it's very on brand. It's
Super
it's
on
very,
brand.
Like we started making fun of it, but like Mike actually like does it regularly and like really enjoyed it. But it's like a inhale power, exhale fear. Can you inhale power and exhale fear?
I don't think I've
Brianna?
got that in me now.
Anybody
I
can do it,
think you
Brianna. You can do it too.
We should do that. We should do that. We should try it after this.
Okay.
You want to try to do the breathing exercise?
No.
I'll do it with you
I
guys.
feel like I don't
fun.
have. I don't feel like I don't have a choice.
You don't.
How are you gonna do it, Jonah?
What do you mean?
You're supposed to do it through your nose. Well, that's actually how I started doing it, was through my mouth, because I didn't feel like I could get enough breath through my nose.
Did that change as you did it more?
Yeah. My breathing's gotten heaps easier, and my lung capacity's gotten better as well since I started
Maybe you
doing
could
it.
have just avoided getting your nose done.
You know what? I heard that. I heard that like right. I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about like if you do certain things with your breathing, or actually eating as well. So like a certain way of eating, you can train like your jaw and face, and like these muscles and cartilage is all pliable, and you can train your face to work better without having to do any of this. And I was like, I was like, fucking two black eyes, like this, swollen as fuck, like son of a bitch. But
Yeah, but those ways take a very long time to accomplish as well. Just because, it's like, I mean, you're training your face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Brianna. I've been trying to find the right words to capture this, and I think I did.
Okay.
Do you see your mind as your friend?
No.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. No.
I think meditation, when you boil it down, is the practice of making your mind your friend. And I know that sounds like some hippie ass shit, and I think it is. But like I've done enough of it to where I'm like, okay, I think this is literally like me instead of like me using my mind to like accomplish things or like outwardly, use it as a tool. Meditation is like the maintenance, like the internal, like, okay, this is just you and me, buddy. This is you and me. Let's work on our relationship.
Like couples therapy.
It's couples therapy, but for your
Yourself
identity
and your,
and your mind.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which are sometimes hard to parse out because they're,
You.
you.
Yeah. Interesting. I think
Well,
that's a good way of putting it.
Are they you?
I mean, I'd probably argue that something I've been learning is that your thoughts aren't necessarily you, which has been it's been a toughie for me to really grasp.
I think that makes sense because I think like living in society, you're kind of taught to think certain things.
Well, and like so much shit is just like
Thrown.
bombarded on you
Mm-hmm.
that like not everything that pops into your head is you, but then the question is, okay, what is you if not your stream of consciousness?
Right. Good
You
question.
got an answer?
No, I don't.
Brianna, tell us the secrets of the
Brianna,
universe.
we invite you on the podcast.
That's above my
Yeah.
pay grade.
What do you think the answer to you is?
I don't know.
I guess a
I
better
really- yeah.
a better question to start with when you're delving into this kind of thing is, how do you feel right now?
Right now,
How do you feel? Well, you know, it's like you know, that's something that anybody who's taken psychedelics realizes, like how often you ask that question while you're on psychedelics. How do you feel? How do you feel? How are you feeling
Have you
right now?
ever-
And
Have you ever done psychedelics in any form?
no, they scare me too much.
Is it because
No.
all of a
Ask you how
sudden
you feel.
all of a sudden it's you and your mind one-on-one in a boxing ring?
No, it's mostly like not being in control type of thing, and not for like fear of me and my brain, but more so just like I like to have control over what happens to me. Like I don't like when other people drive me.
Oh yeah, do it like set and setting.
No, but I just mean like in general, like I like to be in control of like what happens to me. So like if another person's driving me, I don't like that. Planes freak me out.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So like if I took something and I couldn't like
Do you think there's something cathartic in like taking your fucking hand off the wheel for a minute?
probably
Yeah, yeah, I reckon.
but I think the
so.
opposite could happen where like I would just freak out, you know. I feel like it's a toss up. Like it would either be really nice or I would just be miserable for however long it lasts.
Yeah, I get that, and I've had that same fear, and like I've done psychedelics before, and then like I've gotten to like a certain mindset where I was like, oh, I should not do psychedelics right now
Yeah.
because like the potential is higher for me to have like a bad trip, but I think a lot of that fear is unwarranted at the end of the day. If you're if you're with people that you trust in like the right setting.
I know that, like logically, I know that, but I know myself enough to know, like in the moment, that would not be my thought process. I would just be having a terrible time.
Yeah, you suffer from like pretty hardcore anxiety,
Yeah, like randomly, yeah.
like randomly, and then you're like, okay, the worst thing that could possibly happen is I'm tripping nutsacks. And then I have a panic attack.
Yeah.
I could see how that would send you off the rails enough to be
Yeah.
like, hey, maybe we don't fucking take that cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
what's the
So I think you should.
What's the root of your anxiety, do you reckon? Have you delved into
Great
that?
question. Wow.
No, honestly, like if I have a panic attack, like it's really random. Like I can think back to like the most recent of them. And I think a lot of them occur if I drink like a lot and I've been like severely hungover. I'll have like, it's not always, but I've noticed like if I do have a panic attack, if I retrace it like 3 days, it's like, oh, I drank a lot or I was really hungover.
Is it 2 questions? How many panic attacks did you say you have in a year on average? And my second question is, I forgot. So first question.
In a year,
Great question.
I think it depends on the year. Because I feel like there were a few years where it was a lot, like pretty frequent, and then there's other years where like I don't really have.
Was it
that.
more like you like felt something coming on, and then you like then you went into like fight or flight, and then you're into like, okay, I don't, okay, then you start like, because you know what a panic attack is like, you're like, then you ramp yourself into one almost.
No, so for me, like I'm never like feeling anxious about anything. I'll just be it's usually like when I'm trying to go to bed, I'll like notice that my heart is racing like a little bit, and then for whatever reason that sends me into like a panic, and I'm like, oh, I'm like dying, or sometimes like I'll feel like my throat is closing up when it's not. Like, I'm not allergic to anything. There's no reason.
Allergies don't exist.
Yeah. So I mean, now that I've had enough of them, like I realize I just like sit there and I'm like, nothing is gonna happen to you, but like it's still like a miserable experience. And like sometimes I'll have them, and like I said, it's like right before I go to bed where I'm just pacing until it stops, and I'm pacing for like an hour, and then it's it's over, and I go to bed, but like I'm exhausted. But like they're not triggered by anything. I'm just laying there, and I feel something's like off, and then I
see, and like I wonder if it would benefit you to like poke the bear a little bit, you know, like instead of trying like either via like so like you're trying to go to bed, right? Mm-hmm. You're sitting there alone with your thoughts. Is the same concept as meditation, right? Yeah. So like instead of avoiding any moment that you're alone with your thoughts, you're like, you know what? Let's fucking hook in. I'm gonna sit down and like
zoom
in.
Zoom in on the thought itself, rather than trying to like push it away. Zoom in on it and focus on it. Try to analyze it from a different headspace. And see where it takes you. You know, why is it that I'm feeling so? Like for your heart rate, for example, you know, starts zipping around, and you're like, "Fuck, man, fuck." Now I might fucking die. What the fuck? Why is my heart racing though? Just focus on the heart racing itself, and then think about it slowing down, and rather than like, "Oh shit, I might die because it's going so fast," be like, "Oh fuck, it's going fast. I know how to make it not go as fast." That's
what?
You're done. I don't know.
No, I get what he's saying, but I'm trying to like think about it in like if I was having one, and like I don't ever feel like my heart is racing for any reason.
Have you ever had one, Megan? A panic
attack?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, dude. I doubt it.
You would know.
They're bad. They're
I don't think
I've had exactly one, and I was like, it fucked me up for like months and months. Honestly, as far as like I was like, oh well, that fucking can't happen. Yeah. on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I was just like in school like after class one day, and I was doing calculus homework. And then just like I got in my head, and I was like, okay, I started like sweating a little bit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I started like my mind started racing, and like my heart was pounding, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I legitimately thought that I was broken. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, oh well, whatever I thought I was gonna be or that I could be is now gone, because now I have this. And this is
like always
now
like
me
lingering. Like, is this gonna happen again?
Yeah. I mean, and thankfully that was like 3 years ago, and it hasn't been an issue since. But yeah, it was legitimately one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I couldn't. So back to my first question: how often does that happen?
I haven't had one in a long time. I would say maybe 3 or 4 a year, but there have been years where like I have one. I'll probably have 12.
Oh, that's a bad year.
Yeah,
that's a bad year.
But you're almost like a veteran at that point.
Yeah.
You're
At that point, like I know what's happening, so then I'm like, you just have to kind of like ride the wave.
You're literally like the guy that's been in war. Yeah. Like he's past the shell shock, you know. Or like he's past like the fight or flight, like he doesn't freeze anymore. He's just like, oh, I know what to do. Fucking, I'll just rely on my training.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like I will just like tell myself like if I think I'm like, sometimes I just feel like I'm gonna pass out. I'm like, you've literally never passed out. Why would today be any different? And so if I just tell myself that, it kind of helps. But then yeah, you just kind of have to sit there and let it go away on its own.
That kind of sounds like meditation. In a weird
But
way,
it's
you know.
not a good time though.
I wonder.
Well, no,
if-
it's not. But you're kind of like you're like, as it's happened multiple times, you've become accustomed to it. Like, you know that, and that's what meditation is slowing down your mind or making it stop and think. Like, you're actually doing that when you have a panic attack.
But like, I wonder, instead of it being like meditation's voluntary, correct? Like you.
Well,
yeah.
You
You
have to
sit down.
decide.
No. But my point is like you know, I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna sit down and take some time for me and my mind or whatever the fuck.
Oh.
Whereas like if you never take time for that maintenance, all of a sudden
Oh, it'll force
fucking
you.
all the fucking car breaks down, you know, and the car is you.
Yeah, that's a good.
And it's
point.
like, no, you will get an oil change right now.
Yeah, right.
That's a good point.
That does
Damn,
make
I didn't-
sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally talking out of my ass, and that, you know, whatever. But it's interesting.
Yeah, who knows?
Are you afraid of death?
Yeah.
But like more than your average person, you reckon?
No, I feel like it's like a healthy amount of fear of death, but I'm not like constantly thinking about death or like, oh, like if I go this way, I could die. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, like I guess I'm asking more from the point of view of like it seems to be what triggers them is like you're like, oh, my heart's racing, I could die, and like that's
Yeah.
what sparks it further down. Whereas like if I don't know, if you were okay with dying, or maybe okay is not the right
I
word.
don't think I'll reach that point.
I mean, it's like counterintuitive, and like obviously, like, I'm not okay with dying. Like, I'd prefer not to die, you know, anytime soon.
Yeah.
Ask me when I'm like fucking 70, and I'll probably be like, fucking now. It'd be great.
Yesterday, thanks.
But I think a lot of people, particularly in this like day and age, because we do prolong, like we found ways to prolong death so hard, and like we all of our shows and movies are circulated around like, oh, hey, this person got murdered.
Yeah.
How, they got murdered how? Like that's something with Janie that I talked about. I was like, do you think maybe like she does have? I mean, we'll have her back on soon, but and I think I want to ask her the same question. But we were talking, and like I think she has like a major fear of death and dying, from possibly spawned from or exacerbated by all of these like murder documentaries she watches and shit like that.
No, I still feel like mine's like the average amount of fear of death. Maybe slightly above, but I'm not like afraid of getting murdered.
You're not?
I mean, it doesn't cross my mind.
What if I just killed her?
The only time that crosses my mind is if I go to the movies.
Oh,
I'm like always on edge at the movies.
yeah. That Aurora shooting, like the movie, like Aurora is a suburb of Denver. Like that happened around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the one place where I'm like,
Actually,
where's
there's
the
been
exit?
well, the other one is the other. Okay, what's the other major mass shooting that like most people know?
That
Like one of the
in
first
Florida,
ones.
the gay club, right, in Florida.
Well, the club in Florida, yeah, but also Columbine, which is just up the
Columbine.
road, motherfucker. Like that was the OG mass shooting.
Yeah.
So you're more afraid of mass shootings than you are death?
Yeah, but specifically at the movie theater for some reason.
Why?
I don't know.
It's kind of a good place to go.
Dark
I think
and
it's
scary, dude.
Yeah, it's dark.
Nah.
It's dark, and like I just feel like it's like shooting
just-
fish in a barrel.
You can
There's
just
one
watch the
exit
movie
door.
though.
No, sometimes I can't. And what really freaks me out is when like the usher comes in like midway through the movie to like look and see.
No, I mean, okay. Say you're sitting down watching a movie, a gunman walks in, it just starts spraying everybody, and like he is double tap. He's going up to each individual person, making sure they're dead. You know you're gonna die. At least your mind's preoccupied. The movie's going.
Well, my mind would not be preoccupied by the movie.
You could just look up.
The second someone walks in, like whether it's the usher or someone coming back from the bathroom, my eye is on that person until they sit down in their seat.
And you're like, probably won't kill me. Good.
Yeah, like every single person that comes in.
Damn, that's kind of wild.
It is kind of annoying. I went to the movies a couple of months ago, and I was the only person in the theater, I was like, oh, thank God. And like 3/4 of the way through the movie, this man and his toddler come in. I was like, there's no way you're coming to watch the last 25% of this movie.
No, he came to kill that toddler.
Well, they
and
just, like,
you.
No witnesses.
They walked across the screen, came up the aisle, went to the back row, walked across the back aisle and back down, and then left. I was like, what?
Maybe the kid had a fart. And they're like, all right, let's go for a little walk.
I guess, but
That's weird. No, that's weird as fuck.
I was watching the Taylor Swift movie too, so I was
enjoying
myself. And
come on.
Here comes this dad.
Oh yeah, here it is. All right, okay.
Which leads into my next question.
Yeah, are you ready for it? It was spelled out very clearly. Have your thoughts, Brianna. Something we've been talking very heavily about today. Mm-hmm. Have your thoughts on Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift changed?
Well, first of all, can you explain your OG thoughts about it?
My OG thought was I was very against it.
Why?
I just really don't like Travis Kelce. I think he's dumb. And I was talking to Maggie about this the other day, and I was like, honestly, like, I don't think Taylor Swift deserves to spend any time in Kansas. And second, I don't think she deserves to deal with his inevitable CTE.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay.
In 10 years, he's like gonna have a terrible memory. His personality's gonna change.
You're worried about Taylor Swift, dude? She's gonna eat him.
Yes.
She's gonna suck out his blood, his life essence.
Well, then she's gonna be like 50 years old, and her husband is gonna be gone, and she's gonna have to start all over.
I think she'll be all right.
I don't think they're gonna last that long.
Yeah, that was my next question. Was how long do you think? How long you give it?
Well, the other day I was legitimately like, I think they will get married.
I would like that. As both a fan of Taylor Swift and football, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Well, I also have to preface this by saying that I am team Karlie Kloss.
Who the fuck is Karlie Kloss?
She is a model, and back in like 2016, like when 1989 came out and Taylor Swift was everywhere, she and Karlie Kloss went everywhere together. Karlie Kloss had a room in her apartment. They went on this weird vacation that was like very coupley together, but obviously like
it was like a gay thing?
It seems so, but like nothing was ever confirmed, obviously. And now she's married to a Kushner.
Ugh.
And yeah. And
the forehead nose combo of the Kushners and the lack of chin. Ugh.
But I guess that's all to say that like I don't think I would be happy with anybody but Karlie Kloss.
You just want her to be a lesbian? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just loved Karlie Kloss.
Do you hate men?
I just hate Travis Kelce.
I see, and like I don't get it. I don't get why.
I just think he's dumb. He seems like a nice guy, but like to me, he's not on Taylor Swift's level.
I think he's like a. Go on, Mike.
So you don't want to finish your thought?
No, you go.
Okay. I was just gonna say I don't think she should be or wants to be on with anybody on her level, right? She's in charge of that.
Yeah, dude. You know what is the better word there. Like, there's nobody. Who the fuck is she gonna date that's on her level?
That's a good question. It's not an answer.
And if she's gonna date anybody, she's gonna date a dumb jock from Kansas because it kind of reminds her of the dudes that picked on her in high school, right? For looking
Yeah.
goofy.
Yeah, but that has usually not been like her taste.
What do you think their sex life is like? You think she's just getting pile drive,
I
or she's pegging
genuinely
him?
have the hardest time imagining Taylor Swift having sex.
Fucking?
Yeah, like
not,
she
not
just
me.
seems like
Yeah, I was like, I no issues.
I don't know. To me,
No,
she just
no,
like she loves to bake cookies and has 600 cats.
You know who else loves to do that is old ladies with grandkids, and they only have grandkids because they had kids.
No, that's true.
Like an
I think
old
your
man is
deity-
getting plowed out in the hay barn, bro.
No, I think your deity is getting raw dogged for sure.
I just don't love to think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I just like can't picture that.
You don't think she has like a whole room set up to like, this is my
whole
fuck
room?
room.
No,
You think she has a fuck room?
no.
Do you think she has do you think she owns a vibrator?
Sure, I'll allow that.
Oh, okay. And what does she do with it?
That's a good question. Wow, now that you say that, I'm like, I don't know. I can't picture. I don't know. Yeah, to me, she's just like,
I'm trying to point this more at you.
I don't know. I don't know the word for it, but I just like, I literally cannot picture that in my mind.
Well,
If
because Taylor Swift's
if-
not really human, is she? She's more like some Lovecraftian, Daedric, inhuman being that feeds off of the love and adoration of thousands and thousands of young virgins all over the world.
Sure. There was a theory for a while that she was an alien because no one had ever seen her belly button.
Has people seen her belly button now?
Since, yes, but it went on for years where like she'd wear a crop top, but like it would be just long enough, or like her pants would be like high-waisted enough to like not show her belly button. But for years, people were like, where the heck is her belly button?
Damn, that's so crazy to be like that scrutinized. She's probably the
Yeah.
most scrutinized person on the planet. And by extension, now that's where I'm like, oh, I feel bad for Travis because
Yeah.
that dude went from like popular. He was a well-known person. Most households in America would recognize the name Travis Kelce. To now, holy
The
shit!
world.
Yeah, he just went 10x in
Yeah.
popularity because of this.
Yeah, I think the other week people were like going through his tweets like from like
That's not good.
It's not no, it's never good. But his tweets were so dumb. Like they were from 2011, and he was just like, in math class, saw a squirrel, but like spelled squirrel completely wrong. And he's like, going Olive Garden with dad.
What a
I need to-
dumbass, dude.
Dude, I need to go back and scrub my Facebook. There's definitely a few unsavory posts on my Facebook from like 2011.
Dude,
Are you
I hope
planning
they
to
find
reach-
a
Travis Kelce level notoriety.
No. What kind of notoriety do I want? I want like a local politician level of notoriety. Like that
Yeah.
that caps out there.
I was
Like,
gonna say,
oh, I think I saw that guy's name on a ballot once. Like that's what I want.
I want like low level influencer where like people send you like free stuff, but like no one, if they walked past you on the street, would have any idea who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. We're working on it.
It's going really well too.
Okay, so give us. I feel like you are our. Maybe not advocate's the right word, but you are our source of all things pop culture to this podcast.
Sure.
Because me and Mike don't care.
Sure.
Or you know what? I don't think care is the right word. I think we care. We just don't spend enough. We don't care enough to do any research.
Sure.
Is there any? What are the current happenings? The things that we might be interested in, that the people of the Weasel need to
pop
know
culture?
about? Yeah. You are a pop culture specialist.
Important things that have
What an honor.
Who's breaking up? Who's making up? Who's getting divorced?
Selena Gomez is dating Benny Blanco, who's like a music producer, which is wild because he's also very good friends with Justin Bieber, who is Selena Gomez's ex.
Right.
Selena Gomez, me and Jane just started watching a show with her.
Like the cooking show?
No, it's called Only Murders in the Building.
Oh,
I heard that was really good.
I've heard it's good, but I haven't seen
I
it.
do like it. You should watch it. You like it.
Okay.
But yeah, Benny Blanco and Justin Bieber were on an episode of Dave. Who's Dave is Little Dicky, if you're familiar with his work, Mikan.
Oh yeah. That's the show about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he made a show about him. It is kind of funny and ironic.
It is a good show.
The show's fucking amazingly good, but the fact that he did make a show about him is funny. How's that working out?
I think it's really recent. Like, it just came out a couple days ago, but people were commenting on, like, I think there was a post by some like magazine that was like, Benny Blanco, Selena Gomez rumored to be dating, and she like wrote confirmed or facts or something like that, and people were commenting on it, not very nice things, like you could do better.
Yeah, he's kind of ugly, right? Like he has like a unibrow and shit.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, like he's mad wealthy. And
yes,
like,
and
what
very
if he's
talented.
What if he's really
and
fucking
funny.
nice? Did you guys ever think of that? What if he's really fucking
gives a
nice
fuck
guy?
about that?
Yeah, I
And
think he does
Selena
have,
Gomez
like, a
is
really...
like, holy shit, dude, this dude doesn't comment on my tits and ass all the time. He just likes to hold my hand. Weird, huh?
No, I think that's true, and I think he's like really funny and nice. But yeah, people are like, you could do better, blah 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 blah. And she just went on like this I wouldn't call it a rampage, but she was like replying back to these nobody comments.
oh, just like a
what
random
happens?
person in Utah was like, I think he's ugly, and she was like, fuck you,
Yeah,
because
she was like, well, what happens if he's the best thing that ever happened to me? I was like, how long have you been dating this guy?
damn.
Well, that's
that was
actually
pretty wild.
an interesting point, because it's kind of the same thing with the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift thing, right? Is that people assume that they've only like that first date was her going to that game of his, right? They assume like they're only just like, who knows? They could have been fucking each other for months, right?
Yeah, she just was named Times Person of the Year, and so she had to do an interview. And in the interview, she's like, "Yeah, a bunch of people think that our first date was me going to that football game, that first game, but she's like, we're not insane." She's like, he called me out on his podcast. I guess he went to the concert in Kansas City and was like, I tried to give her a bracelet, like a friendship bracelet with my phone number on it, but like she wasn't meeting up with people after. So I don't know. And so he said that on the podcast, and that's when they started hanging out, and that was like in June or July, and then she went to the game in like September.
Yeah.
So it's been going on a lot longer than people think.
Do you think she's happy?
I think she is, because her last boyfriend, she dated him for 6 years, and he was the opposite. Like, he never wanted to be seen in public. They would run from the restaurant to the car with like hoods over themselves, like hiding. She moved to London for like 2 years. They were never seen in public. And so I think like she got sick of that and is now doing like a complete 180 from that.
I don't know. It seems like a good match to me, Brianna, and I need you to get on board.
I'm less against it. I would prefer it not to happen, but she does seem happy. So, you know.
Who is your ideal?
Carly Claus.
A woman. Got it.
Yeah. Other than that, I guess I don't. There's not really an answer.
Oh, okay. So Selena Gomez dated an ugly guy, but she's happy.
Yeah.
But somehow, like, weirdly lashing out to her fans about it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. What else you got?
This is kind of a niche interest.
Oh, no, never mind. Go ahead. I was going to ask Brandon a question, but I'm curious about what's in the niche.
So there is this. Do you guys know who Sophia Bush is?
Is she related to the Bushes? Or she got a really nice bush?
She's an actress.
What does her bush look like?
I couldn't tell you.
Guess.
I don't know.
Like you look at Sophia Bush and you think to yourself, man, I'll bet you she has a such and such bush.
Like
What's the
like
first
well like well kept.
airstrip?
Yeah, it's probably well kept.
She's not
Landing
going like
strip.
au natural. Maybe doing a little bit of a
No,
trim
yeah,
job.
maybe a little bit of
You think
a
she
landing
waxes?
strip. Yeah,
Her name's Sophia. Is she doing a Brazilian?
maybe.
Good question.
She was married to this man. I don't remember what his name is. He's not famous. And they had been married for a year, and she filed for divorce. And then there's this lesbian couple of soccer players. One of them. This story is kind of wild because they played on the same team.
I
Last
figure,
year.
you're gonna have to narrow it down, by the way, as far as a
Lesbian
women's
soccer
soccer
players?
team
Yeah.
that has lesbians on it.
So the one woman is a goalkeeper. Her name is Ashlyn Harris. The other woman is a defender. Her name is Allie Krieger. They both played on this team called Gotham, which is a New York team. And when they were both playing on the same team, they came in last place. The team sucked because they let up so many goals. Like, this goalkeeper is bad.
And the
Ashlyn Harris
defense is
was
probably
bad.
pretty bad as well. Then, yeah.
Yeah, but so that
They
season,
suck.
the goalkeeper, she retired. That was her last season. So the current season, Allie, the defender, is still on the team. They just won the championship. Like they went from worst to first. It was crazy.
Oh, okay. And you're like, what was the missing piece? Or
Yeah, the
who was the
goalkeeper.
weak link? Yeah.
Oops. Yeah.
But like in the year that she's been retired, Ashlyn is like doing a bunch of like fashion shows. She's really good friends with Sophia Bush and like Megan Rapinoe, who's another soccer player. So they're all like hanging out all the time. They're all really good friends. And then right before the championship game, Allie announces like this is her last season. She's retiring after this year to spend time with her kids and her wife.
Who is the old goalkeeper?
Who is the old goalkeeper, Ashlyn
Okay.
Harris. And then, or maybe that was right before the end of the season. And then during the playoffs, it was leaked that they're getting a divorce
Oh shit!
because Ashlyn Harris was having an affair with Sophia Bush,
Oh shit!
dude.
Wait, which one's Sophia Bush again?
the actress who is married to a man, and she was married to him for a year. They filed for divorce, and then like a couple weeks later, Ashlyn files for divorce.
Whoa.
And now they're like an official couple, and people are commenting on their Instagrams being like, you're a piece of trash, like you cheated on your wife, blah 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 blah. And so now she's like trying to like backtrack and defend herself.
Whose side are you on here?
Allie Krieger for sure.
The fuck is
Allie-
Allie Krieger? Which one's
No, Allie's she's on the,
The
team,
champion.
dude.
She's the
team.
defender that became a championship and got cheated on.
We are also-
Yeah.
Officially.
We are official. This podcast is on Allie Krieger's side.
No.
Oh my God.
Sophia Bush, we're divided. He wants
Well,
Mrs. Bush.
So
No.
there's this woman on TikTok who's like, she's Australian, and she has a wall in her house dedicated to women's soccer, like the inner workings of drama, because everybody is dating everybody.
Yeah, everybody's fucking everybody.
There is a
They're
huge web, and so
scraping
there's
beans together.
a chunk of her wall dedicated to Ashlyn and Allie, and like tallying like who has voiced their support for Allie versus who has voiced their support for either Ashlyn or Sophia Bush, and it's like 2 for Ashlyn, 60 something for Allie Krieger. Like nobody is.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna go Ashlyn so that she needs some help. Come on.
She's very annoying. I think.
You don't think I like her?
I don't think you would mesh well with her.
Nonetheless, I think we need to balance this equation a bit.
Wow.
This is an Ashlyn podcast.
No.
Whose side are you on?
Fuck, Mike, and pick a side.
I'm on the one dude's side. I feel bad for him. He's just kind of getting left in
Oh,
the
yeah.
sauce, dude. Think about it. Like, you're married to this chick, and now she's suddenly embroiled in this fucking weird lesbian
Mr.
soccer-
Bush is who
Yeah.
you're referring
Mr.
to.
Bush, yes. Mr. Oh, fuck, dude. Did I just side with the Bushes? Fuck, dude. 9/11 might not have been an inside job.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. But that's a fucking. But it's not surprising, is it? You know, like the incredible amount of people that are watching all these women play soccer, and then also the kind of women that play soccer professionally. And you imagine them going to all the. Can you imagine, like, all right? So remember, like, WWE, WWF, that used to talk about, like, the mad cocaine parties they'd have in the hotels and stuff. You can imagine that's the same at all these, like, big fucking women's soccer tournaments all over the world. All these female soccer players coming together, fucking scraping their beans together with what little juices they have left after fucking sweating it out on the fucking soccer fields all day, drinking fucking. What is that?
I think the problem is that, like, because it's women's soccer league and most of them are gay, they all eat and shit in the same place. Like there's not this much drama on the men's soccer team.
No.
Because they all have wives.
Yeah.
That are, like, not associated with the sport,
Yes.
Yeah. So, but because
they're not playing against, like, their ex-boyfriends.
No, there's literally there's literally just chicks that are, like, playing against their ex,
with their ex.
Yeah, or with their ex against their current girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of See, that's part of the appeal, though.
Yeah, but then you got to really invest to get in. You got to know.
You do.
You got to know.
Yeah, you got to have a fucking board on your wall of all the fucking different fucking shit.
Yeah,
have you considered a board with string?
Red yarn.
No.
Yeah.
For me, I just, like, pick, like, my favorite players, and then I'm like, what's going on in your personal life? So I only need to know, like, a small handful of.
I feel like that's not true.
And
this is also
really
the same for
interesting,
women's
though.
Basketball, right?
Yeah, it's the same for all women's sports. Although
Why are
How's
women
Megan Griner
athletes
going
gay?
right now?
well, there's less. Oh, Brittany Griner is their team sucked last year, but
Yeah,
she's
it's
been
'cause
home
she
for a
sucks,
year.
dude. Yeah, how's
No,
it
she
going?
is really good. Her team
Yeah,
Mike,
she's
don't
not
distract
very
her.
good. Sorry.
Why are all professional? Not all. The vast majority
a lot of them are.
of like professional women athletes gay. Like, why
That
the
is a
fuck
good
is
question.
that?
I think because. Oh,
Oh,
we'll
fuck.
take an answer from the
Wait,
audience.
no, you go first, Brianna. Sorry, I'll just keep my hand up.
Yeah, why did you raise your hand so high?
I think
I'm fucking
because I just think, well, professionally, I think maybe straight women. I don't really know. Well, I feel like women who play sports and then, like, play it long enough and well enough to like go professional are typically, like, more masculine women.
That tend to, you're like, you know what? Actually, I'm just gonna be gay.
I don't think that's the thought.
No, that's
process.
how it works.
But I think if you took, like, a panel of 10 women who looked or act masculine, most of them would be gay.
So
It's like their identity.
Is the juice for gayness just masculinity? Like, the more masculine you are,
well, I
the
think
more
if you play
gayer you are.
sport, if you play a sport,
We're getting deep here, and I don't see, like, that isn't. I still don't see how these things equate together.
well, I think let's have Mike an answer, and let me think about my answer a little bit. Let
Mike,
me
and
try
go
and word
ahead.
it a
You've been
little
called
bit
on.
better.
Don't worry, a man's going to explain why there's so many lesbians in female sports. Okay? It's the same in any male-dominated workplace, is that women have to take on masculine traits to be able to compete with the other men that are in that workplace, right? Except in women's sports, right? There's no men to compete against, but they're still taking on masculine traits to beat the men that are in those sports, right? Because they're not just trying to beat the fucking other team, they're trying to set records that have to break, like, they're trying to break men's records as well, right? So they're competing with men. So the women that compete
Just
well
let 'em
in
go.
sports are more masculine because they're not competing with the other women, they're competing with men that are doing the same sport in a different league.
No,
Mic drop. I would drop it if it wasn't on a stand. Fuck off. No.
No,
What do you
dude,
mean?
that's
you can't just
that's
say
not it.
no, dude.
It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it
women
resonated
aren't
with
women
Brianna,
aren't
though. Look at her.
pseudo competing against, like, men's records.
Oh, she's
No,
thinking
they're
about it.
ghost of
honestly,
men's past.
They're really just kind of. They're still, like, fighting. This has nothing to do with, like, the gay thing, but I feel like women who play women's sports together, they're not really competing against men's records. They're just trying to be, like, to elevate the women's game to get to a point where they could compete with men.
But it's also
So they're
Men's
trying to
record.
compete with
They're not-
men.
They're not trying to play against the men. They just want their
Motherfucker, dude.
sport to be viewed the same as the men's games.
Right, but the men's sport is viewed more than the women's sport. So in essence, they are still competing with men to get their sport to as most viewed as men's sports.
They are. But I don't think that has anything to do with whether they're gay or not.
Yeah.
Well, no, it does, right? It does because the only
No, it doesn't, dude.
Yes, it is. Think about it. People watch men's sports. Men and women both watch men's sports, but nobody watches women's sports, right? Because they're all dudes, but they're just not as fast or strong or fun to watch, right? But if it was all like women, people definitely wouldn't watch it. Right, because they're like, oh my god,
no.
Throw the ball, and then they throw it, and then the girl's like, oh, I dropped it because it almost broke me nails.
No.
You know, like they're not nobody's gonna watch that, dude.
No, you're wrong. I'm gonna say that it might have something to do with I think what you're getting at with like if you want to get to if you want to get to the top tier of athletic dominance in men, let's say, you gotta be kind of a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna go bully a guy on an NFL football team, you know. Like there's men you could bully, right? But
Yeah.
not those motherfuckers. and I think the same is true for women. So like the top of the women who are the most like want to assert their dominance, they want to impose themselves, they want to win and like be competitive. Also, just happen to be gay.
Yeah. I was going to say also, I had it and then I lost it.
Bring it back. We need it. We
I
need
know,
it.
I know, I know.
We need it, Brianna. Run us out here.
I also think like the amount of, like if you took like a panel of 10 straight girls and 10 gay girls, if you ask them like, are you really interested in sports? There'd be more of the gay girls would be like yes, and then more of the straight girls would say no. So I think.
But why?
But why?
Well, because
really
they're the only ones that have a chance at beating men.
I don't think it has anything to do with men, dude.
No, yeah, I just think.
Yeah, but
I don't think
it.
I don't think it's like causation and
Correlation.
But there's definitely
Yeah.
there is a correlation.
there is a correlation, but I'm not like, oh, you're gay, so you'll be good at sports. Like, oh, you're good at sports, you're probably
gay.
But that is.
It's the same though.
That
right?
is
Almost,
a
yeah.
correlation.
Well, yeah, it
but
is
not
a correlation.
causation.
Yeah, but I don't think like playing sports makes you gay. I just think there's
No.
something in the chemicals.
Doesn't
brain
it though?
chemicals.
Doesn't it though? Like it must do, right? Well, it must do because all women that play women's sports, or like not all, but a majority of are also gay.
How do you
So
think
does
it
playing
is for
women's
those?
sports make you gay?
Well, my question to like rebut that is, if that's the case for women, then why aren't there more gay men playing sports?
Because
Yeah.
gay
Like,
men
if playing
can't
sports-
compete with straight men.
It has something to do with.
It has everything what it does. Doesn't it?
I mean,
He's-
correlation, causation, but
Well, I don't think like gay women are playing sports to compete with men.
But
No.
Is what
they're
Mike is
wrong.
trying to
I know,
say.
I know. He's trying to make. Anyway, it's not it, dude.
I don't have to say anything. You guys are proving my point right now.
I don't even
Think
know what
about
the
it.
fuck your point is, dude.
They're
You just
trying to
keep
compete
saying
with each
men.
other.
Right, to be the best at what?
Their sport.
Women's sport.
Which is in comparison to
Women's
Why would you
sport.
compare women's sport to men's sport?
I'm
Yeah,
not.
you really
women are,
can't
dude.
compare them.
I'm not
No, they're
comparing women's
not.
sports to men's sports.
I
I'm
think
not doing
men
that.
are comparing
Okay,
women's sports to
let me
men's
ask you-
sports. I
let
don't
me
think
ask
the
you another
women
question.
are comparing women's
How do you
sports.
how do you think that one straight chick on the team feels? It's definitely like a roles reverse situation. Like that one gay guy on
Yeah.
the NFL football team is like, oh shit, you know, I'm gonna get singled out here.
I think there are enough straight women in women's sports that it's not like there's not one straight person on each team.
Sometimes there's 1.5.
There's
you
not.
sure about that?
I'm 100% sure.
There's not a team out there that's solely lesbians.
No, mostly sure, but there's not one team that only has one straight person.
Wait,
I'm gonna ask around this evening about this question.
Are they straight, or are they like bi straight? You know,
That's a good
Well,
question.
maybe that's the thing too. Is that like it's obviously much more acceptable in our society for women to be gay than men.
Yeah.
So like maybe there is just a lot of like men in the NFL or like on professional sports that are like, you know, if things were different,
Yeah.
maybe I would try a little cock. But like,
Well, I'm sure they do. They just don't say anything.
I mean, there's definitely some closeted football players
Yeah.
for sure, but I don't know. I think for the most part, men are like,
Just repress.
well, like the most aggressive, like dominant men in our society. Like if you want to take the NFL football player is the equivalent of like the modern day gladiator, right? Or like
Sure.
or UFC is maybe a better example, but whatever. Like I think they're like I think if you are that level of like conquer and like I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet, then like you're not willing to get a dick in your ass.
But what about the other way around?
What do you mean?
If they put theirs in someone else's.
Oh sure, yeah. I guess you want to
Yeah, it goes-
maybe you want to conquer both genders.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't happen like that. Like from at least what I see, you know.
Yes. I mean, it's not like.
Why are most female professional athletes gay?
You know,
That's the hard hidden question.
well, I guess
I
you
want to
could
see if
ask
Google has like a quick answer.
you could ask the opposite question: is why are most male sports
Straight.
straight? Right? They're the most
Yeah, but then-
masculine of
Well,
the people
I
that are
think
playing the
that's
sports.
just a reflection of society. Like a majority of people are straight.
But it's also like, hey, that's where we make the people. Like
Yeah, but those dudes are fucking beasts as well, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but
they're-
like it
they're-
or not, like we have a long history of like you fuck things, you know, men and women. It takes a man and a woman to fuck something,
right.
to rub their bump and uglies together to make a new person, and that's like undoubtedly biologically ingrained in our psyche somewhere.
Right.
So I think that's why there's more straight people than gay people in general. But this still isn't enough for me. What does Google say?
I found a Reddit post.
Oh fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
It tracks for me that women who are outside of the norm by default are also more comfortable pursuing non-feminine pursuits. So, if you're gay, you're more likely to pursue things that aren't feminine, so you're more likely to pursue sports.
Or the other way around. If you're like a standout athlete, like if you're already separated yourselves from the rest of the population,
Yeah.
you're like, well, I might as well fucking eat some clam while I'm at it.
Sure.
Well, is that what determinants though, or are you already more inclined to eat clam, whether you know it or not, and then also you play sports because you enjoy doing that thing? Is it the sports that make you want to eat clam, or is it the you know? All I'm saying is like, dude,
No.
the only people that play women's sports are the ones that are super athletic and also like eating clams.
No, and by the way, Brianna, I will give you this: women's sports are on the rise.
They are.
True.
Yeah,
They are.
Have you ever seen that Bill Burr bit though?
Yeah. I don't remember it exactly, but I remember seeing it and being like, I hate you.
The bit is something along the lines of like if women supported women like men watch the NFL, like the WNBA be doing more numbers than anything on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
But women hate other women. They
It's
like
true.
tearing them down.
Well, then it goes back to like the conversation we're having where it's like if straight women are less likely to play sports, they're probably less likely to be interested in sports. So then they're probably not watching men's sports or women's sports.
Well, they're probably more likely
Yeah.
to watch men's sports than they are women's sports because their partners are already watching men's sports.
Well,
Yeah, but
and,
they're not like actively pursuing.
Well, and it's
Football.
like I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, like if I turn on a WNBA basketball game, I'm not exactly like, oh, I'd like to fuck her.
That's fair.
Yeah, but like like a woman turns on an NBA game and they're like, oh shit, LeBron can tear this pussy
Yeah, that's
up.
fair. You might say that though about women's soccer. Women's
There's
soccer
some
players,
hot bitches.
yeah, they're a lot more feminine than women's basketball players.
Hot bitches and women's soccer. Soccer's just gay. I can't do it.
That's fair. It's kind of a tough sport
Yeah.
to get into.
All right, we're good.
Oh, is that it?
That's it, dude.
Cut off.
Yeah, righto. Okay. We're good. We're out. Thanks. See you guys. Bye-bye.
All right, love you, dude. Love you, Brianna.
Love
Love
you.
you.
Love you.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Love ya.